By the way, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust name. You can trust when it comes to all things reaction. In fact, so the documentary. We might have to react to that another time. Because I just mentioned a documentary, but I mean the proper one, We're gonna react to Raising Kanan season 4, episode 9, just real quickly. Or let's try to think properly. Yeah, let's react to that first. Let's look at the time and then.
Not keeping white for long. Now you can restore whites with Vanish, even in a quick wash.
You could be owed up to £5,000 and not even know it. If you took out car finance anytime from 2007, there's a huge chance you...
Fame, OC, Crystal.
You don't know that all that's connected, though. You loyal to your family. I'm loyal to mine.
Marvin talked to me about replacing you.
Kanan Stops. Welcome, my brother.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy MarcDark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 9. This is the recap. And I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. And
I'm going to try my point not to quit, not to pause as much, all right? Bear with me. Let's keep moving. Let's go.
Miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, the season is almost over. Only one more episode left. And we know in episode 10, it's about to be a major war. The question is, what characters will survive, and will Kanan actually join up with Unique, Snaps and Pops?
I think he will, because I'm not saying I don't want to pause as much. I think he will, because there's in the trailer for for the episode season for the last episode of this season, season 4, episode 10. Like, there was a hand that Kanan was shaking. They didn't show who the person was, but Snaps and Pops was there. And so my logical conclusion is just logical, but it's the power universe, so you can think illogical if you want to, but I'd rather play it safe and be logical. To me, it's just unique, because think about it. In this episode, he met up with Unique. Unique wanted to join forces with Kanan, but Kanan didn't necessarily decline. It just seemed like, I don't know, it's like he was gonna have a think about it, because it's not like he didn't work with Ronnie. And the fact that he had admitted to taking out Ronnie, that is so interesting. In front, I'm like, yo, why are you telling him that, bro? Do you know you came alone? Now your mom may be watching, which we found out she was watching, but like, you came alone. Ain't nobody coming to rescue you. Ain't nobody got your back. Like, what's going on? Why are you telling him? You know what I mean? But hey, it's what it is. It's not like he was anything bad was going. Well, he could have got beaten up. That's the most, because we know he ends up growing up to an adult. So yeah, that we do know of. Let's go.
Stefano to take down his moms, because if so, he's making a major mistake. And we know Snaps and Pops, I know they loving it. They loving that Kanan is believing that his moms took down Famous, and they believe that they have full control over him. I'm just hoping and praying that Kanan finally finds out the truth.
Oh.
But as I told you guys before, when he finds out what really happened, it may be a little bit too late.
I know I said I'm not going to pause, but I'm gonna have to pause it now and again. Like, I think this is just my theory, and I may be wrong, so don't hold me to it. It's just my theory. I think Jukebox will find out the truth first. She will tell Kanan, but Kanan wouldn't believe. And by then, either way, it will be too late anyway. And then he will see during season 5, oh, wait, Jukebox is right about snaps and pops, and she did kind of warn him about snaps and pops, but that's another story for another day. So I do think in season 5, with season 5 being the finale, apparently, allegedly, I do not know, but if it is the finale, then I definitely feel like it makes sense for Snap and Pop to obviously be Kanan's mentor, as well as Unique be Kanan's mentor. And in the end of it, by season 8, Kanan switches on Snaps and Pop because he found out the truth and he had to accept the truth for what it was. Do you know what I mean? Or what it is. That's just my theory. And for now, I'm sticking for it, and it may change later on. But that's my theory. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.
More bodies will get dropped off. And speaking of bodies, your girl Crystal, she went out bad. I mean, that was messed up.
Very
crazy. So I'm hoping that he finds out that these guys are setting everything up and he joins his family in this war because they're going to need him. This war with Unique is getting real crazy. The last thing that Rock needs is Kanan, teaming up with the enemies. Now, I do believe that Jukebox will be a major key to helping Kanan find out the truth. And we're going to talk about that in this recap. Now, I'm hoping that the season finale is a longer episode. This episode was not that long at all.
Yeah,
I believe if you take out the opening credits, the theme song, and then the end credits, this episode really was around 42 minutes. So it wasn't long at all, but usually when they do this, we get a longer season finale. So we're going to see what they do. But let's begin the recap. What did we see in episode 9 titled, It's About That Time?
Run your business better with simple, fast checkout for card and cash sales and start taking payments straight away. Just enter the amount required and press.
Now the episode starts out with us seeing your girl Crystal. She's all hemmed up, got handcuffs on her. And then Pops comes up in there telling her she is trying to help her out. She's going to help her get up out of there. Now she's asking her about who Kanan believes took down Famous. Word on the street is Dirty Cops did it, but the call came from somebody on the streets, and she wants to know who that somebody is. Now, of course, Crystal does not say anything at first, but then she tells her, look, Kanan, he believes his moms may have something to do with it. That's the only person that he's been talking about. But we know Crystal does not believe Rock did it at all, and this is what she tells Pop. Now, once she heard that, she's like, okay, I got enough information. Now it's time for me to make my move. I mean, she made this girl a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and she didn't even let her finish it.
Yeah, that was foul. Get me? She was about to say it's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Hey, listen.
I mean, if you're going to drop her off, at least let her finish the sandwich first. I mean, that girl got popped right in the back of her head, and she was up out of here. It's a damn shame to what happened to your girl Crystal. As I told you guys in my quick thoughts, early impressions, they did a good job by building up her character this season. The relationship that she had with Kanan, she was giving him very good advice. And of course, they made it seem like she can be somebody that we can actually like as fans watching the show. It's sad because she got dropped off dirty. She was an innocent person. But of course, in this game, being in love, it's a weakness. You can't do it. That's one thing that Power does not play around with. This is the same reason why I say now Aisha needs to get the hell up out of there. I mean, if Jukebox is smart, she would tell her to just leave. Don't mess with her no more. But of course, in this scene right here, your girl Pop lived up to her name and popped somebody. Now, we get to your boy Lulu, Rilla, and Imani. And of course, we knew law enforcement would come in, questioning them about what happened to Kenyatta and his boy Julius. And they're telling them that the guns that they found matched the ballistics of the home invasion that took place at Gelfin's place. So they're trying to tie all this together, but they don't have enough to pin anything solid on Rilla or Lulu. And it's crazy because we know Imani, she told them that she didn't know what time Lulu got to her place. Lulu told them that he got to her place around 11. So he is using her for his alibi. And of course, Rilla said he left around the same time that Lulu left. Now, Imani, she's very upset because she does not want to be brought into any of this. and she tells Lulu and all them that she has to go. As I told you, she's going to start to see a different side.
Maybe she might not be fed so after all, but I feel like she will snitch at some point. I see. This is my theory. I feel like this whole situation is gonna land Lou, or to say Uncle Lou, into jail. That's my humble opinion. You know what I mean? Because I feel like with the Thomas family, like there's certain things that need to happen to Kanan for him. Because there's a reason why Kanan turned out the way he turned out. Basically, that's the whole emphasis on this series. So, and he's close with his uncle. So I feel like, yeah, that's one thing. But then obviously he isn't as close with Uncle Marvin. He's definitely not close to his mom. He's close with Jukebox. But like, yeah, I'm just trying to think about it from another perspective of like, okay, if that's the case, we can almost guess what's gonna happen to Uncle Marvin, sadly. And we can guess what's gonna happen to Rock. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It's interesting the way that they built up Uncle Lulu's character for him to go through what he went through, then end up going through a situation with, you know what I mean, of what he went through, and then he come out the other side of it, and now we straight, that's him through and through now. That's what he wants to do. If that's the case, then all right, fair play. Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But the consequences of that is Amani. She's gonna tell. Like she's gonna be under pressure and tell. I can tell.
Of Lulu's character, and this is a side that she does not want to be a part of. But when you're in the street life, this is a part of the game. Your girl Imani wants no parts of this at all. Now, do you guys believe that she's going to tell law enforcement something? Yeah. I know they did talk about getting her information just in case they have more questions for her. And what do y'all feel about her not telling them that, Lulu got there around 11? She's like, I don't know what time he got there. So we gonna see.
Huntress Managed ITDR. It secures your Microsoft 365 environment against session hijacking, credential abuse.
Now, Jukebox set up the meeting with Rock and Kanan, and he was kind of upset, kind of blindsided, but Jukebox, she's like, look, you got to talk to her because she believes that Rock had nothing to do with Famous at all. But Kanan still was not believing that. We know Rock told him she loved Famous and that the whole D-Wiz thing, they talked about it. She did that to protect him, which was the case. You know what I'm saying? She's not lying about that. But Kanan is like, man, you lie so much. I mean, I just don't know what to believe. And then she's like, look, the only reason that I'm even here in the first place is because the crystal came to me and told me that you're about to do something real stupid. And she told me to look out for you. Now, of course, Kanan is putting two and two together. And he's like, man, maybe Crystal got caught up in your stuff. And maybe Neek snatched her up. Maybe Quan's people. I mean, with all the enemies that you got, no telling what happened. So now he is blaming Rock for the whole Crystal thing. And it ain't seeming like this whole meetup is working because Kanan, he don't trust his moms. And Rock is like, you know what? It's no winning with him, Juke. And Jukebox tells her, you don't need to worry about winning. You need to be worrying about losing him. So, I mean, this whole thing with Kanan is getting out of control. And he's bound to make a very reckless move.
In all fairness, yes, Kanan needs to be accountability for his own actions. But do you see what happens when you lie? If you lie and that person realizes that you are lying to them, there's only going to be consequences from that unfortunately you're not going to like. That is what it is. So it's your choice. Do you want to lie? Then expect the consequences of those lies. If you want to tell the truth, then expect the consequences of telling the truth. It's one or the other. You can't do both. You can't.
Now, we get to your boy Marvin. He finally has this conversation with Early Tyler about his cousin Lundell. And Early Tyler is very upset. He's pissed off, telling Marvin, look, I know you did it. I mean, he ain't having it, man. Marvin tells him, what if I did do it? What you gonna do? Know what I'm saying? Being very arrogant, letting him know that you're not gonna do anything. But Early Tyler has other plans. We already know what time it is. Early Tyler gonna run back to Stefano and run his mouth about Marvin and the whole thing with old boy getting taken out, which at the end of the day is the last thing that Marvin needs. Now we get to Kanan and he goes to make a visit to Crystal's mom's boyfriend, Purcell. And he's like, man, have you heard about Crystal? Of course, he does not know anything. Talking about he thought Crystal was at Kanan's spot or whatever. And he don't know anything. You know, Crystal don't talk to her moms at all. So it is what it is. Now, Kanan tells him that he heard about him liking to get his TLC on and creeping up on Crystal in the middle of the night. Like, really? This dude is a sicko. We know Crystal talked about this at the very beginning of the season, and I'm glad Kanan beat this boy down. Put them Timbos up on his face. Let him know that, look, if he hears anything about Crystal, let him know what time it is. And of course, as Kanan was leaving, he dumped that mop water out on this guy, letting him know that he ain't nothing but a piece of trash. Now, we get to your boy David, and he's having his last little run right here. You know what I'm saying? Partying, having a good old time. Gets his last line of drugs that he snorted. And then, of course, your boy E-Tone finally makes his appearance. Lamar Jackson has entered the Power Universe. And we already knew what time it was. It was just a matter of time before David is finally dropped off. And that's exactly what E-Tone did. Got him up out of here. Now we get to your girl Jukebox. She's having a conversation with Mara. Mara's telling her that a detective came to her, asking her questions about Jukebox, which we know is Detective Garcia. And he was pretty much telling, you know, Mara about Jukebox and her family, the criminal history, trying to, you know, pretty much put out a negative light on her character. Now, Mara did not tell him anything at all because she doesn't know anything. Jukebox just wants to make sure she ain't talking. So she tells her, look, I'm going to handle Detective Garcia. You don't have anything else to worry about. Now, do you guys believe that Mara may end up saying something about Jukebox? I mean, we know Mara was the one that gave up the address for Aaron. Hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's over with and Mara just...
I don't think she will, because how does she end up becoming like part of the law enforcement? That's what I don't want to understand. I'm just confused. How does she... How?
You know, focuses on her love life and leaves the whole thing with Aaron behind. Especially since she's happy that Aaron is up out of here. Now, Rock finds out about what happened to David and this pisses her off. I mean, his family was all up in there crying, very sad. And now they're going to have to go to Stefano to see if they can use some trucks. Now, we get to Early Tyler and he decides to pop up on Stefano and let him know about Marvin Thomas. I mean, he was pissed off about the conversation that he had with Marvin. And of course, Marvin taking down Lundell. So it was just a matter of time before he goes to Stefano and let him know what went down. Now, we get to Imani. She's having a conversation with Lulu, letting him know she did not like what he did when law enforcement was questioning her. And he just used her for an alibi and she don't want to be an accomplice. She don't want to be a part of none of this. And she tells him she's pretty much done with him as far as their relationship. And she's not working with him at all on any of these projects. So she's pretty much done with him. So hopefully nothing happens as far as her and law enforcement. I mean, she does tell Lulu that she wishes him luck. So we're going to see if that's going to be the last time we see or hear from her character. Now, we get to your girl Aisha in Jukebox. Aisha, she has a break from college, so she decided to pop up on Jukebox. They go out, they have a good time, they catch up. It seems like Aisha done found her somebody down at college, but it's not that serious. And then we know as they're leaving, Detective Garcia, he pops up on Jukebox, asking her questions. So she tells Aisha, just go home, she got this, don't worry about it. And once again, Detective Garcia is trying to get some intel from Jukebox. But
and this is what I don't understand about Detective Garcia. Like, why does he keep popping up on Jukebox like this? if she's not under arrest, why are you talking to her, bro? And I get Detective, was it Detective John Baptiste or Baptiste, or I don't know what his name. I get that captain is trying to close the chapter in that particular section or whatever the case may be, but or case or whatever, and I understand it. Do that by any means. Doesn't but do you have to go as far as at this point? It's harassment, bruv. That is harassment. What, just because she was cool with Detective Burke? Come on, man. Doesn't mean that she's gonna be cool with you, but sometimes maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the build up for her to be connected to Garcia, who helps her get into law enforcement, and then she's able to use law enforcement for her own sake. But she travels to a different state. That's the issue here. When she's older. So this is what I need to. Like, I'm intrigued about her character, by the way. I'm very intrigued. Like, we can obviously see how Kanan is shaping up the way he's going to be. Like, it's so clear. You know what I mean? It is so clear. With Jukebox, it was becoming clear. But these few scenes, it's like, I don't know. It seemed like she got a bit of a soft side again. Don't know.
But once again, Jukebox does not give him anything, but he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop trying to get something from her, and this is what he tells her.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Now, we get to your boy Unique and E-Tone. Now, E-Tone dropped off David. Law enforcement does not have no information at all on who could have done it, so they good. But I'm eager to see if E-Tone's character is going to return for season 5. I mean, if he's just a hitman dropping off people, I don't have no problem with it, but we shall see. Now, Kanan decides that he's going to pop up on Unique, and he's going to ask him face to face about Crystal and Famous. I mean, that boy had a lot of heart to do that. Now, Unique takes him out back, and he has a one-on-one conversation with him, telling him he had nothing to do with taking out Famous. He don't know nothing about Crystal, and he tells him that he does not really have a beef with him. He has issues with Rock. That's it. And then he starts naming off the bodies: Famous, Crystal, OC. And your boy Kanan is like, man, so how did you know about OC? And Unique played it off real quick, talking about everybody knows about OC. Everybody knows about what's going on. All your people is getting dropped off. Kanan tells him it's not confirmed about Crystal, so he does not even want to put that out in the air. Now, Unique does apologize, but let's just be honest. I would not be surprised if Unique already knew about Crystal, and he was just naming off all the people that got dropped off, and he's trying to put all the blame on Rock. Kanan should have already knew what time it was. Like, okay, he knows about OC? Like, what the hell is going on? And then he just named Crystal. That information ain't even got confirmed yet. The best thing to do is just to blame Rock, because that's the easy thing, right? And Unique is telling him we should just work together. We'll kill it out here. And Kanan already
It's not just because it's the easy thing. It's just naturally because if she's lied to him so many times, and it's like, if you're putting, like, maths is, you do realize that maths is simple, right? 1 + 1 = what? 2. But then 2 × 2 = what? 4. So sometimes what you may think is equal to what is equal to whatever, do you know what I mean? Whatever that calculates, you may miscalculate. It just depends on how you calculate it. So that just comes down to interpretation. That's all I'm trying to say. So if in his mind, he's literally interpreting it as, wait, his mom is a liar. And it goes back to the original Power series where Kanan, my bad, let me get the right name, it's not even Kanan. Slim, that's his name. Like Slim, like he he, like, I just remembered, I didn't have to do any research. Like Slim, he basically was it Slim? Pretty sure it was Slim. But anyway, if it wasn't Slim, it's probably a different name. But I can't bother to go back and do whatever. But it reminds me of that. It reminds me of how Slim kidnapped Tariq and then basically manipulated Tariq into do whatever. Ultimately manipulating. Obviously he didn't manipulate him to pull the trick to do what he did to his dad, or clearly, but the actions and the consequences of everything is because, do you know what I mean? So this is what's happening to Kanan. Snaps and Pops is manipulating Kanan. Do you know what I mean? And he's not seeing it for now. Unique is manipulating Kanan. He's not seeing it for now, but then again, Kanan ain't really being manipulated by Unique, really and truly. It's a Snap and Pop that's manipulating him, really and truly. So even if Unique knows more information than he's leading, then that's just fair game. That's just leveraging in business in general. You're supposed to have more knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the better negotiation you have. You know what I mean? It's like, you need to join us. You are losing. There's people you're losing. If you join us, you're not gonna be losing people. Do you know what I mean? Because we got bags of experience. You need that experience. You need to learn from us. Like, you got a lot of potential, kid. So just join us. Do you know what I mean? Learn from us. It's simple.
Understands that him working with Unique is going to piss off his moms, and that's pretty much it, right? So he gonna think about it, but he just wanted to get that confirmation that Unique did not take out Famous or had nothing to do with this whole crystal thing. But we know he brought up OC. It's just,
obviously we know he didn't have no part. We know this. But what if he did? What was Kanan gonna do?
just crazy because they're lying straight to his face. Unique lying right to him. Snaps and Pops continue to lie to him. Plus, Unique took out OC and he got your money. Like, dude, Kanan is really the fool. He really needs to open up his eyes. But I guess this like for his mom, it ain't the best right now. So it's easy for him to really believe all these people are telling him the truth. But he cannot move off emotion. He really needs to get the facts himself and, go from there. But we gonna see how this all develops. But I did like how Kanan told Unique that he dropped off Ronnie and he'll do it again. So Unique should understand that Rock did not set all of this up. Kanan and Rock does not even have the best relationship. But as I told you guys before, they pick and choose when Unique is gonna go crazy, because he acts smart, cool, calm, and collected in front of certain people, and then all of a sudden you see him going off. You would think he would be like, okay, so Rock was telling the truth. She really did not set this up. Kanan did it all by himself, taking out Ronnie, which means that Unique, he's overstepping, but Unique still wants that revenge. But it is what it is. Now your girl Rock was outside watching, waiting for Kanan to come out. That lets us know that she's watching his moves, which is a good thing because she's going to make the proper adjustments and make her move. And this time, she's going to go to Unique face to face and she's going to bring her brother.
What if Rock finds out it was Snaps and Pop that took out Crystal and Famous? What if she, at this point, already knows? Because if she's following Kanan, maybe that's the case. Maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
Lulu. Now we get to Unique and Akbar, and he's telling him that he basically respects Kanan. You know what I'm saying? He's growing up, and he likes the fact that Kanan told him face to face that he dropped Ronnie off and that he will do it again. So it goes to show you, what type of person Kanan is. And we know Unique cannot afford to, take down Kanan because Kanan is connected with Snaps and Pops and he does not want any issues with them. So keeping him alive and working with him is the best move. Now we get to your girl Rock, Marvin, and Stefano. They let him know that David got dropped off. They think Unique did it and they're going to need his help with some trucks. Now he does tell them he will help them out, at least as of right now. And then he has a private conversation with Rock. Marvin goes outside and he tells Rock that, look, Early Tyler came to him and told him that Marvin gave him the okay to drop off old boy. You know what I'm saying? And even though Marvin did not pull the trigger, that is still an issue. And he's pretty much telling Rock that Marvin eventually is going to have to pay for all these mistakes. He also tells Rock that Marvin talked to him about replacing her. But the thing is, this man did not tell Rock that he's the one that brought it up. He wanted Marvin to replace her. Exactly. He wanted to have a level-headed person. This is what he told Marvin. But Marvin told him, don't ever ask him that again.
Manipulation tactics. That's what Stefano was doing. But what he doesn't realize is how the Thomas family move. Baron Kanan, but how the Thomas family move. He doesn't know how these siblings move. They ain't gonna be divided like that. They ain't gonna be easily moved like that. Yet Uncle Marvin may do side missions and that. You know what I mean? Uncle Lou may do side missions that are not from the streets and that, but when it comes down to it, you know what I mean? They're like Voltron up in this ish. You know what I mean? Listen, don't get that twisted.
So while he's up there talking about sometimes when you're so high up, you don't see everything that's right there below you. Like, dude, don't nobody care about none of that stuff that you talking about. If you're going to take down Marvin, you got to go through her first. And this is what Rock tells him. Like, she's loyal at the end of the day. And then she goes outside. She tells Marvin, like, look, you slipped up. Early Tyler told him everything. So even though Stefano is running his mouth talking about Marvin, it is making it very difficult for Rock to deal with him because he continues to make these reckless, stupid mistakes. Now we get to Gelfin and Lulu, and Gelfin is like, man, I'm not about to sit up here and be dealing with all these problems, robberies, people getting dropped off. Like, what the hell is going on?
To be fair, that's his own fault. He has to be accountable. He's the one that pressured Uncle Lulu to use his street credibility to be rid out of jail. Do you understand? He's the one. Because he thought he could exploit, he could market, make money with Be Realer. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? Like, why would you tell a person with a criminal record and criminal history, whatever you want to call it, why would you tell them where you keep your money? Especially if you know they've been inside for armed robbery before. Does that make any sense to you? Wouldn't you think and move extra vigilant around someone with that background? Oh, you think there's crap in the rap? You know what I mean? We may joke and laugh and say, when it comes down to it, he's capping in his rap because he doesn't move that way. We can say that, but all jokes aside, when it comes down to it, he's about that life. He needs to make the money. He's got a kid. Now, I would say do the legit thing to do, but this is Power Universe, and you know how it go. So, yeah.
But he's not trying to let Lulu go. He's just telling him he can't have all this mess. He understands what happened to Lulu at his old record label, and he does not want those issues here. Lulu tells him, look, I'm a street dude. That's what I'm going to be on. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. And he quits. Now, Loel tells him the streets won't put money in your pocket. Lou tells him, well, it depends on which street you're on. So I'm eager to see how Lulu's return to the game is going to play out for him this time around. Now we get to Unique and Phil Russo. And Phil Russo is pretty much telling Unique that he knows he has something to do with taking down David. Y'all know Unique plays it off talking about, all I want is peace. I ain't do nothing. But we can tell that Phil Russo is getting kind of upset with Unique. He tells him, look, I'm not about to sit up here and deal with your ghetto mess. I know Unique is trying to make this peace deal or whatever, trying to have this dream team, but he needs to watch himself because it's just a matter of time before Phil Russo actually flips out. So we gonna see how this all develops. Now we get to your boy Lulu and B-Rilla, and y'all know B-Rilla is gonna be upset because Lulu ended up leaving the label. They did not get to finish their work. And we know B-Rilla tells him the only reason that girlfriend is messing with him or was messing with him is because of Lulu. Now, he also tells Lulu that if he get any work, let him know. He is willing to put in, some work. He ain't scared. So it seems like B-Rilla is going to join Lulu in his return to the streets. The question is, will B-Rilla be able to put in that work? Will he be able to not get shaky and scary when times get tough? Well, we gonna see.
We gonna see, but
now.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
So if I turned off Ada tomorrow, I would need to double my support teams.
We get to Marvin. He is trying to find Amber. Luckily, he pays this guy off to give him some information about where she's staying at. No. Apparently, she's been home.
You say luckily, but this mistake here, the loose end he made with this, nah. I mean, he got to her in time to save her. That's good. But at the same time, what's bad is what happened in between that. You understand? It's like kids are going to be kids. They're going to tell the truth at some point.
And she ain't been at school. So Marvin decides that it's time to go visit the foster parents. And they smoked out, cracked out, smoked out, methed out. Marvin walks up to him. Old boy wasn't trying to open the door. Marvin is like, man, what the hell is going on up in here where she's at? They talking about she's sick and all that. And then Marvin can hear Amber scream. She pretty much yells his name. And then Marvin busts up in there. They get to fighting. Next thing we know, Marvin pulls out the strap.
Uncle Marvin came to the... As soon as Uncle Marvin heard, Uncle Marvin just put on that cape and said, dun, da, 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 da. Uncle Marvin, coming to save the day once again. No, and I say once again because that's multiple times he has saved, you know what I mean, this girl multiple times. Like, anyway, let's keep it moving.
He drops off your boy. And then the foster mom, she got up. She was running like she wanted that work. So Marvin dropped her off, killing two birds with one stone right here, right now. But the thing is, this is a crucial mistake. Marvin tells Amber, call the police, let them know a white dude with tattoos came up in there and did this. Sounds like Machine Gun Kelly to me. But let's just hope that Amber looks out for Marvin.
Literally. I ain't trying to laugh as hard. Yo, Machine Gun Kelly, MGK. I mean, hey, he wouldn't mind being in an episode of Power. However, the dispute with him and 50 over. I mean, 50 had a dispute. I mean, Eminem had a dispute with Lord Jamar, and Lord Jamar happened to be in one particular show. I forgot the name of the show. I really hope that show returns to us. Anyway, I'll talk about it another time. But like, I remember he was not Lord Jamar's character, but the show was about. I forgot what it was about, to be honest, in general. But I do know it was based on a true story in regards to a guy that was wrongly convicted under the Kingpin statute. The Kingpin, whatever you want to call it. And then he was able to bust case, no did he, like years later by being his own lawyer. He held other people bust case, no did he. You get me? By being their lawyer, and it got to the point where it was his turn. He was able to walk free. But anyway, I digress.
Marvin, all these mistakes is just a lot, man, a lot. And I cannot see him getting out of all this without facing any type of consequences. Now, we know Kanan, he's calling about 30 hospitals, can't find Crystal at all. We know Jukebox tells him that she knows somebody that she can talk to and maybe get some answers. And she tells him, look, just hold your head, you know what I'm saying? Maybe things can still work out. Kanan tells her, when do things ever work out for us? Nothing ever works out, which is, the case. But we know Kanan, he's going to go to talk to Snaps and Pops to see what he can get from them. Now we get to Jukebox and Detective Garcia, and we know Detective Garcia, he asked around or whatever, and of course, he found out about Crystal. She's up out of here, and they do not have any leads. So y'all know Jukebox is upset. Kanan's going to be even more upset when he finds out about this, but Detective Garcia tells her, you owe me. So what is Jukebox going to give him? The thing is, Jukebox is the key to all of this. I mean, once she goes back to tell Kanan that, Crystal's up out of here, and that her law enforcement connect told her about, them finding her body, I'm pretty sure Kanan, or at least we hope Kanan, will put two and two together that somebody lying, and they gotta be Snaps and Pops. Now, I'm thinking that your girl Jukebox may go back to Detective Garcia and give him that favor. Let him know that she heard it was law enforcement that has something to do with it. And even though Detective Garcia is not the best cop, he at least does try to do his job. You know what I'm saying? He is annoying, but he tries to do his job. So
yeah, it's true. He is annoying, but he does try to do his job. That's actually genuine fact. But it's annoying. The annoying part is the fact that he kept coming up to Brox. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and he's not even rolling with a partner. He's rolling with by himself. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where Jukebox gets her information from and how she decides to use that information. One thing I've realized is Jukebox, excuse me. In fact, this is a better question. In the comment section below, we know Kanan likes to play chess, right? What piece of chess, what chess piece do you think Jukebox is in all of this? And they always say pay attention to the quiet one, because she's the quiet one, but she's dangerous. She's dangerous. Jukebox is so dangerous. So take away your money, take away. Hey, listen.
He could look into it and look into some dirty cops within the department, which that department is known for corruption. That department is known for dirty cops. And we know the captain, the last thing that he wants is any type of mess getting out. So I'm eager to see how this is all going to play out. But if he is able to find those dirty cops, will they end up giving up Snaps and Pops? That's the question. It was already threatened by Snaps and Pops about nothing coming back to them. Well, we gonna see. At the end of the day, somebody gotta pay for this. I'm just hoping the truth finally gets back to Kanan. That way he can stop blaming Rock for everything bad that happens. Now,
it'll be too late.
How can you trade 200 times faster than any other trader and grab any opportunity on the market before anyone even wises up?
We get to your boy.
There's one thing you got to realize in regards to this whole situation, especially with Rock and Kanan, is the fact of if Kanan finds out the truth in time, it could repair the relationship between Rock and Kanan. But we have to remember this is the power universe, and unfortunately, there's a pattern of the only one that really genuinely loves their son. I'm not saying Rock doesn't love her son. I'm not even saying Katie Egan doesn't love her son. But Monet doesn't love her sons. But in comparison, the only one, ironically, that really loves her son properly, and I say properly, is Tosser St. Patrick. Do you get it? She's the only one. And I look at it and I'm like, there's something about the power universe and the mothers. And it's like, even Uncle Lou mother wasn't, do you know what I mean? She did the best she could do with what she was given, but it still wasn't enough. But whose fault is that? But let's keep it moving.
Boy, Lulu, he's having a conversation with Rock, letting her know that he's ready to get back into the game, and that all the stuff that he did, before in the past, even though it was hard for him, he was struggling with it. The deepest part about it all was he liked it a little bit too much. So now he's embracing this lifestyle. Now he's ready to go on this new journey, this new path. And Rock is kind of like, I don't know about that. But then again, with this war about to pop off, you're going to need all the help you can get, especially since Marvin is making all these mistakes. Lulu does tell her, the music thing ain't going nowhere. He can always hop back into that. But as of right now, it's time to put in that work. So we gonna see. Now we get to Snaps and Pops and Kanan, and they let him know they don't know nothing about Crystal. Maybe she just left town and that's it. We know Kanan tells them she would never do anything like that. But they also tell him about Famous, telling him like, look, our law enforcement friends told us that your moms hired dirty cops to take him out. Like, really? So they gonna lie straight to his face. It's all a part of their game plan to get Kanan to do exactly what they want him to do, and to get Kanan to go up against his moms. Our only hope is that Jukebox can get to him, that Jukebox can solve all of this, because Kanan, he is definitely slipping up, believing anything that these two crooks are talking about. Now, we get to your boy Lulu, aka the Dragon Slayer, and of course Rock, and this time, they want to have the face-to-face with Unique. Now, Rock tells him we need to talk. And Unique just has a smile on his face. I mean, it's funny to him because he knows all the stuff that he's been doing, trying to go up against Rock, getting close to Kanan. I mean,
that boy, hey, Unique loves him some Rock. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
Dropping off David, messing up her business. Rock is like, you know what? I'm tired of all that. You want to go at my family? You want to continue to come at me? Well, now it's about to get real. And we know Pernissa, her life may just be on the line in the next episode. It's about to get real bloody. Unique said it's about to get real smoky. Well, based off the episode 10 trailer, he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? The Golden Pavilion is about to go up in flames. Marvin, it ain't looking too good for him. Bodies getting dropped off. Lulu back in it. I mean, we're just hoping and praying that your girl Jukebox is the one that's going to save it all. You know what I'm saying? Can Jukebox do it? That's the question. So down below, I want you guys to let me know, what do y'all think about episode 9? This is a build-up episode in my opinion, and it's getting us ready for the crazy season finale. And y'all know, we going to see who your boy Kanan is going to meet up with right here. And as I told you guys, we got to talk about this right here there. Because
right there, and I know you could be thinking, oh, that's Breeze. But what if it's not Breeze? Or maybe it's Unique, but it's Breeze. I just think logically, it just makes more sense for it to be Unique. Plain and simple.
Because whoever this is has to be somebody of importance. You know what I'm saying? They did not just show that trailer and then in the trailer and then show us another, scene after the trailer pretty much ended for no reason. This is somebody important. The question is, who is that person? So we're going to talk about that. I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.
No, I genuinely believe that has to be Unique. It's only the logical explanation. But then, what if it's Breeze? But then it's like, if it's not Breeze...
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows.
I don't know. It's Power Universe clearly ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Clearly. Do you know what I mean? Let's just see what people are saying real quick in the comments. Rock tried to warn Kanan about popcorn and Snapple. That is funny. She did, but at the end of the day, when you what do you want him to do when she's lying and manipulative too? Do you understand? Like, these are the things you have to pay attention to. But anyway, when you look back, you realize why Snap and Pop talked about it aren't talked about in the original Power, seeing that they potentially introduced Kanan to Breeze, you'd think they got their flowers, but seeing how they're going about things, you understand why. With early going to Stefano, Marvin effed up big time. He literally should have fought twice, but just taking down the cousin when Rock told him to handle them both. I don't know. I want to put Kanan will realize. Which is one of the fundamentals. One of the things he will learn in life. But whomever is that person, they are person Snap and Pop is introducing Kanan to it seems obvious it is unique. Are they introducing someone new now? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would they introduce someone new at the end season 4, episode 10? And gave many clues. Breeze is already here. You know what I mean? Like, Breeze is already here. I'm just going based on what Sasha Penn is saying. It's his pen that's helping write and shape the storylines. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to obviously Courtney Kemp, 50 Cent, everyone else involved. But Sasha Penn is basically the brainchild, I say brainchild, the brain adult behind this show in particular. But anyway, I'm looking at the time and I don't have time to react to the Chris Eubank situation, Chris Eubank Jr. situation. But if you keep the notifications on if you're subscribed, which you should do, I will definitely react to it. What will happen, it will be the first thing I react to. No joke. No joke. What took away my time was realizing the amount of music videos I reacted to. You understand? It is what it is. You know, I'm still learning the tricks to the trade of this reaction thing, innit? Especially going live. And I ain't gone live for a few days now. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just looking at the time like, yo, sorry. You know what I mean? But yeah. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving though. Yeah.